Hello, fellow Toastmasters. Welcome to Competitive Communicators. This is the start of a new Toastmaster year. Welcome to everyone, guests and members. Competitive Communicators is where you only compete against yourself. I'd like to share with you some housekeeping rules. If you look to the bottom left of your screen, you will see buttons and menu buttons from left to right. I'm starting from the left, and the first one is the microphone. You can mute and unmute your microphone, and basically, if you're not speaking, please leave your microphone on mute. You can also turn your camera on and off, and you do that by using the start and stop button to the right of start video, the up arrow. Please click the stop video button whenever you need to step away from the meeting, take a bathroom break, or if you're eating snacks, or if you have to use your phone. You may chat with individual members or everyone in the meeting. Click that chat icon, and it opens up the chat window. You will be able to chat with individual members or everyone. Select the drop-down arrow next to the word to, and that's going to change who you're chatting with. However, it's preferred that you not chat while others are speaking and there is a prepared speaker that is talking. Of course, feel free to share your support after a prepared speaker or a table topic speaker does do a presentation. Again, welcome to Competitive Communicators. And I'd like to say that our policy is that by participating in our meeting, you agree that a recording will be available publicly on our YouTube channel, website, and other public media. Tricia, I would like you to try something out for me. I found it in my research. I'm actually going to tweak this presentation. Hit your space bar and talk, and then let it go after that. Hit your space bar, talk.
Hello.
And let go. So everyone, if you want to do a real quick talk, if you hold your space bar down, it allows you to talk, and then once you let the space bar go, you're automatically back on mute. That may prove helpful at some point during our presentations. And now I'm going to turn the control back to our president, and I would like for everyone to please welcome our president for the new Toastmaster year, President Tricia Grow. Woohoo!
Thank you. Thank you, Sunny, very much. Thank you all for showing up for tonight's meeting. We cannot have this meeting without you, so I appreciate that you're here. I'll be doing a quick introduction around our squares, and would just like you to introduce yourself, where you're from, and what brings you to our meeting tonight. I will start with our dear new incoming Sergeant of Arms, Sunny Fridge.
Thank you, Madam President. Hello, everyone. I am Sunny Fridge, your Sergeant at Arms for this new Toastmaster year. I like to say I am a New York girl living in a Mississippi world. I've been a Toastmaster for going on 3 years, and I'm happy to be a part of Competitive Communicators. Looking forward to great things. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you. May.
And I'm from Clarksville, Maryland. I've been a Toastmaster for 2 months, and this is my first and only club. I'm happy to be in competitive communicators. Thank you. Back to you, Tricia.
Thank you very much, May. Matt, would you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, Madam President, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Matt Smiddle, and I originally joined Toastmasters to get out of shyness. I didn't expect to be part of Toastmasters for a long period of time, and here I am many years later. I'm glad to be here tonight, and I'm glad to see the new board members taking part tonight. Madam President.
Thank you very much, Matt. Gerard, would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Gerard, and I'm currently in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. I joined back in November, and I joined to help me get over my fear of doing video conferencing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And our returning guest, Talk, I'm hopefully pronouncing that correctly. Would you please introduce yourself?
It might be Ty.
Is it Talk?
Who are you speaking?
Yeah. Would you introduce
To me?
yourself? Yes.
Hello, Taloy, my fellow friends. Evening. I'm from Hong Kong, the other side of the city in Asia. Nice to meet you tonight. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Welcome back again. And Silas, would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, hello, my name is Silas, in Portuguese it's Silas, but don't worry about your pronunciation. It's both way, it's good. And I'm from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, and I have joined here in a group, and I want to come back here and join this group as well. And it's very nice to be here with you guys. And back to you, Miss President.
Thank you. It's Silas.
Yes, let me write here.
Sorry. Thank you. Thank you for helping me pronounce your name. I apologize. And next we have Isabel. Would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Isabel from Ellicott City, Maryland. I'm very happy to see everybody in this new Toastmasters year, and I'm the Vice President of Public Relations. I'm happy to hold the same position as this year because I don't have to spend too much time to learn the new position. Back to you, Mr. President. Oh, Madam President.
That's okay. My secret's out. No. And lastly, Kanan, would you please introduce yourself?
I'm Kanan Shankara. I am from Baltimore, Maryland. I rebooted my PC. I need to check why my video is not working. Give me a couple of more minutes before I speak. I would definitely reset my video camera. Otherwise, everything is good. Thank you.
All right. No problem. If we can't get it corrected, we'll switch our agenda around a little bit and do table topics first.
Okay.
And of course, myself, my name is Trisha Grow. I live in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, or near it, which is a very historical town, especially considering that we are just days away from the 4th of July celebrating my country's birthday. But we're here to celebrate our birthday as Toastmasters. It's our Toastmasters New Year. So Happy New Year. I'm your president for this year, and I hope that we will have an awesome year. I have some plans. We'll discuss them and decide together as a club what we will be doing this year. And as president, it's my honor and privilege to introduce your Toastmaster of the day every week. And this week, it is myself. So I'm your Toastmaster of the day. So I will be running this meeting, and I'll be introducing you to all the people who will be helping me run this meeting today. The first person I would like to introduce to you is our grammarian, Matt Smittle. Matt, would you please introduce your role?
Yes, Madam Toastmaster. As grammarian, I will be listening for any mistakes in grammar that our members may say. I will also listen for good language and good phrases. I also have a word of the day, which is concur. I will put this in the chat room. Concur means to agree or to arrive at a mutual understanding. I will also track how many times members use the word of the day. And then I'll give a report at the end of the meeting. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Matt. And we also
don't forget
have,
inspiration.
yeah, I'm going to do the roles and then I'll come back to inspiration. I'm just shaking things up a little bit. It's like nobody knows what I'm doing. Next, I'm going to introduce our timer for today, who is Gerard. Gerard, would you please explain your role?
Be serving as timer today, and my role will be to time the speakers. And in doing so, I'll have a green when somebody hits the minimum time allowed, a yellow when they're halfway through, and then red, which means they have 30 seconds to wrap it up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gerard. And then we're going to circle back to our inspiration for today. What's always important to start off our meeting or soon afterwards with a piece of inspiration that will hopefully carry us through the rest of the meeting. So please introduce Isabel with our inspiration for tonight's meeting.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Well, I would like to share something I read from the Business Insider magazine. This is about the question, do we learn more from success or we learn more than failure? I'm sort of agree that we can always learn more from success than failure. Of course, in the past several years, we've been bombarded with advice about the wisdom of failure. There are numerous stories about failures turns into spectacular successes. These are excellent feel-good stories, and I agree that learn from mistakes is important. But the downside of learning from mistakes is that it only teaches you some mistakes to avoid. It doesn't chart a course towards success. While an experience of success or a role model for success will show you the path to success, the paths to failure are unlimited. The pathways to success are much more narrower than the path to failure. So while we learn from the mistakes, we need to focus more learning from success. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Isabel. I think that's very wise and very true. So I concur with that piece of information. And just for a quick update on our agenda, we had a Toastmaster who's unable to make it to these meetings. So for our, sorry, excuse me. Somebody's trying to connect my Zoom. I apologize for that. Any case, Mr. William Thomas was not able to meet with us tonight, so he has signed up for several roles, which I will be taking over. So chat monitor and body language monitor. Basically, these two roles do with your appearance. How do you appear on the screen? And how do you come across? So I will be watching you during the meeting, not everyone, and I'll make comments on your lighting, your distance from your camera, those types of things that helps us see you better the next time you are going to be speaking. And then one last piece of business, we currently have one speaker. Do we have anybody who has a back pocket speech that would like to give their speech tonight? Doesn't matter if it's finished. If you would like to give it a go, please raise your hand or speak out and we'll put you on the agenda. Any takers? All right. Well, we'll go ahead and move on with our club meeting. The Toastmasters meeting comprises of 3 parts. There are prepared speakers, impromptu speeches, and evaluations. Our first section, prepared speakers. We have one speaker this evening, Kanan Sakara. And Kanan, who is a multi-distinguished Toastmaster and a nearby neighbor of mine in a neighboring state, He will be speaking today. Sorry, I'm just trying to bring up his speech introduction while I'm doing too many things at the same time. Kanan will be speaking from Innovative Planning Level 1, Mastering Fundamentals, Evaluation, and Feedback. And this will be his first speech in that pathways. The title of his speech is Indian Movies. Please help me welcome Kanan Sakura, telling us all about Indian movies. You're muted, Kanan.
Can you hear me? 1 minute, 1 minute. Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but you sound like you're in outer space. Echo.
Yeah, 1 second. Give me 1 second, sorry.
Sure.
Now can you hear me? Still problem. Okay, I think I am having problem. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
Sorry.
Not a problem. What we'll do for right now, Kanan, is we'll switch over to our impromptu speech section, and then we'll come back and see if you can correct your audio. All right, so we have a little bit of a change of plans. Sometimes life throws us a little curveball. So tonight we're going to actually start with our impromptu speeches. And this section, which is labeled Table Topics on our agenda, if you're following along, will be handled by May Han. Please help me welcome May.
Thank you, Tricia. The purpose of table topics is to give every participant a chance to speak. Also practice our skills of think and speak in an impromptu situation. So today, since we're going to talk about the topic of generational differences. Let me share my screen. Oops. Oh, sorry. Let me share my screen is this one. Do you see my screen? Sorry.
It just looks like there's a strip.
Okay. So maybe I need to practice that later. So I just you talk. Today, since our club members across different generations are from all over the world, I think it will be very interesting for us to talk about generational differences. But maybe that's a very big topic. So I'll try to get some specific questions to you or some general question to you. It depends on your preference. Okay, so maybe first, can I ask, our timer, Gerard? Do you want to take a specific question or a general question?
Either way, I'm fine with.
Either way, fine with. Okay. So our first question is, what is your favorite toy when you were little?
Wow. Favorite toy when I was little. The first thing that comes to mind is a bicycle. Tricycle. Yeah, remember tricycle was the first. It was something to do with freedom for me. I was able to leave the property. My where I lived and maybe ride around a little bit and explore. So that's what I remember about that. And I'd just like to shift a little bit. I should have said, I'll take the general question. Was this something that I'm passionate about as far as different generations? Because I hear a lot of times my generation, 45 and 50 and over, knocking the millenniums. And I think that's just something older generations do to younger generations. Because from my experience, any millennials I work with now are really hard workers, which supposedly they're not. And they just seem on the ball to me. And I think it's just us older folks always talk about young whippersnappers. So maybe that's part of it. The other difference I'm seeing in generations, I think we're not quite as religious, or the younger next generation. So that's what I've noticed. Okay, thank you. I should have timed it. Okay.
Thank you, Gerard. Thank you for your specific and general view about the generation differences. My second question would go to Rolando. Would you like to take the question, Orlando? Do you want a specific one or general one?
I'll take any question you throw at me.
Okay. So, what do you experience generational gaps in your life?
Thank you, Madam Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Good evening. Generational gap. Of course, I experienced generational gap in my life. My number one thing is now the way technology is. For the past 10 years, technology has changed our lives forever. With smartphone, with the car rides sharing, you got Lyft. With all this technology, now the new kids, you can tell, like, they're so adapted technology that that's all they know of. You can watch that some of kids don't even try to get a pen to write or something. It's all about their phone, their laptop, their Xbox. It's all electronics. In a way, it's a good thing because technology most of the time helps us. But sometimes technology could have a downside, like, for example, texting while we eating dinner, right? That's like a downside of it, because the family should be communicating or talking while they're eating dinner, not everybody on their phone texting. So generational gap sure exists, and it's always gonna exist. We just have to do our best to keep the family intact and still share our culture and enjoy life and get the best out of life and love each other and be there for each other. Back to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Rolando. That's a great table topic question. Yeah, we all want to conquer in how to use technology in home with our family members. Okay, my third question, I would like to ask Taloy. Would you like to take the question, Taloy?
Okay.
Okay, so my question is, do you feel you experience some differences in when you celebrate holidays, between the way you celebrate holidays, your way and the other people around you or your family members?
The question is some long. You mean if I taken the holiday with my family?
Like, do you experience some differences between the way different generations in your family to celebrate the holidays differently?
So okay, I try to make sense of talking about this subject. In Asia or in Hong Kong, summer holidays are always very good for children. After the school turns, the children very happy. So they would like more like to go out, have their activities in swimming pool or the park. So they would like to their parents accompany with them or a grandmother to take out to have a tea time. But it's very important because the children will like the family warm atmosphere and do a lot of summer activities, including reading in the library or to go out to trip to China or to other countries, especially in Hong Kong. Maybe we like go out just a lot of parks nearby. Exactly, we will talk the children out, and sometimes just and communicate with other families. That's all. That's okay.
Thank you, Taloy. Thanks for sharing how you celebrate holidays between among the generations. Okay, so how many topics I should have?
Well, we could probably do quite a few more because we only have one prepared speaker. So I don't know how many questions you have prepared, but I'd say we could do probably two or three more at least.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I would like to ask. He is not here. Probably our guest, Silas. Is Silas here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So, I have a question. Like, do you in your life, do you experience like how much transportation have changed from generation to generations in your area of living? Transportation,
about the transportation, like a car, or
yeah,
about the
a car or public transportation or private transportation, like you've experienced like from generations or in your life?
It's very interesting because and few years ago here we don't have an Uber here, and Uber here in Brazil had transformed our country because sometimes the taxi drivers could not support everyone, and right now a lot of people can take the tax like Uber, and right now can share this transportation, and a lot of people here can use the same transportation. But in the few years ago, this this experience, it's totally I think it's not cannot have, because the transportation here, it's very, here in Brazil especially, it was very limited because it was there was only taxi, and the taxi here, it is not for everyone or everybody. And now and put more transport station, and little by little, and a lot of people here can or take right now the transport in the both way. I think this is my opinion because year by year the technology are transforming our transportation in for our life. This is my opinion. Back to you, Table Talks.
Thank you, Silas. Thanks for sharing us how technology transformed the transportation in Brazil. Everybody think Uber bring a lot of convenience and also much affordable transportation to people. Okay, my fifth question would go to okay. Isabel, do you want a specific question or general question?
General.
Okay. If you would choose to be born at a certain time, which generation would you choose to be? In terms of, you can either choose United States generation or the Chinese one, like after 70, after 80, after 90.
Okay. Well, definitely there would be period of time I would not want to be born. Like I wouldn't want to be born as American Indian during the, last in the colonial period, because it's just I would be born in a bad place at a bad time. I don't know how would I be able to change my fate. I guess I definitely prefer to be born in a more developed country than a developing country, especially if I'm a woman, because everywhere in the world, if a woman is born in a developing country or third world country, their life opportunity are so compromised. I would definitely say if any female who was born in the United States, when they compare with other women born in third world countries, especially Middle East, they should feel so lucky. And I have a mixture feeling of my own upbringing. I was born in a developing country, and I just compared to my life with my brothers, I feel they had so much better. My parents not just only my parents, even the society preferred them much than me. I have to work much harder to sort of like that. If I paid $1,000 for something, they had to pay $100, even though I generated better results than those people, but it's not a fair thing to go through. Back to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Isabel. That's a very thoughtful response to the question. Yes, the difference between genders and between generations changed a lot, and also very different in different countries. Okay, so now we're going to have another specific question. So can I ask maybe Sunny? Do you what type of the music did you like when you were a teenager?
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. The type of music that I listened to when I was young is going to date me, but I was thinking about it the other day. Music that I like, the Jackson 5. I don't know if everyone knows who they were, but Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5. I want you back. Ben. So many records by Michael and his brothers. They had a Christmas album that was so fun to listen to, and it also made for the occasions for my mom, actually, who really only liked Christian music, but she knew we loved the Jackson 5 so much that she allowed us to go to Madison Square Garden in New York City to see Michael and his brothers perform. She sat in the audience, but my sisters and I, we ran straight to the front of the stage, and we even ran after the limousine after Michael finished singing with his brothers. We thought we'd have a glimpse of him. And another story, but this will be for another day. I actually have had the occasion to meet Michael Jackson 2 times, and I'll have to tell you about that. But I love Michael Jackson. He was a phenomenal singer, and I also had a crush on his brother Jermaine for a while. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Thanks so much, Sunny. That's such a wonderful memory and your personal story. Everybody likes it, I think. Thank you. Do we have?
You can turn the meeting back over, May.
Okay.
Thank you so much for thanks so much for
you.
preparing all these questions for us this evening. I thought that they were very thoughtful and fun.
Thanks, because our speakers are fun, I think.
Yeah. And I had already begun to introduce our prepared speaker to you previously, Kanan. So Isabel is going to be our evaluator for this speech. So we're notching up your evaluation for this evening, Isabel, because Kanan is unable to share his video.
Yep.
But
do you want me to start the speech, or what do you want me to do?
I will reintroduce the title for you, and then you can begin.
Okay.
Kanan will be sharing with us. The title of his speech is Indian Movies. Please help me welcome Kanan.
Thank you, Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. First of all, before talking about the Indian movies, I want to assure you that Indian movies are not like my web camera. They work efficiently. I made a mistake of rebooting my PC without checking or taking the backup of all the settings. I forgot how to do the setting. Maybe I need to spend 15 minutes to figure out where exactly is the problem. Apologies for that. Now let me go back to the Indian movies. Do you know the country produces the maximum number of movies? India is way ahead of Hollywood in terms of the number of movies produced, number of tickets it is selling, and number of theaters in that country. In 2018 alone, India produced around 2,000 films, and my state led the race with 180 films. In terms of revenue, it is not matching Hollywood, but it reached steadily, it is increasing steadily, and it reached $3 billion in 2018. I would like to talk about Indian movies. Indian movies have stories that blend with Indian culture. Like Indiana Jones, in Indian movies there will be a hero who always will be a good guy, working for the poor people, doing good things, and dance with the heroine, very important thing, and fight with the villain, and in the end, good wins will over the evil. Every film will have similar theme but different stories. Most of the Indian films will have genres like music, dance, social, comedy, masala, and politics. Sometimes we go to other countries, like we go to China to get Jackie Chan to do the stunt for Indian movies. There are many movies made in different languages, and even the epics, two great epics in India, Mahabharata and Ramayana, they are religious films also made by that. And we do not have any discrimination. We have movies portraying Mother Mary, Jesus, Hindu God, Allah, and everyone. Music in India is a substantial revenue generator, and the music copyright alone accounting for 5% of the net revenue generated by a film in India. Commercially, film music accounts for 48% Indian net movie sales. In India, the film songs will always have dance. If it is a sorrow song, dance. If it is a happy song, group dance. If it is a kids movie, still it is a dance. If it is a prayer, music and dance. Dance is a very integral part of the Indian movies. Let me tell you the advantages of the Indian movies that provides the common people. In India, people are generally poor. They cannot afford to go to the foreign countries. So they love to see the foreign location in the movies. The tax, what they are charging in the movies, is used for the social development. And it creates big employment for Indian government. Let us talk about the disadvantages. In India, most of the people are from village and uneducated, live alone the cities, so they believe what they say in the movie. A hero who has acted as a good person who fought with the bad guys always become a superstar, and once he gets old, like Jackie Chan, say 50s or 60s, he then entered into politics and became a statesman. Whether he is able to administer the state or not, he is able to get the people's support. That is a very bad thing because that affects the welfare of the people. At least 3 or 4 states are having the same problem in India. Hero worship. We call it as a hero worship. Recently, the technology is given importance in movies. Many of the films produced in India are becoming very high quality, comparable to many movies produced in USA. And most of the technical guys are working in Pixar and Disney and other top-notch companies in US. People in India flock to the movies as it is a very cheap, enjoyable spending time. Many movies are shot nowadays in foreign location just to attract a crowd. Editing, photography, and directions are offered as subjects in the universities. I can talk a lot about the Indian movies, but I would like to finish this at this point of time, and I will give the same topic with the video while I provide my second speech. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Kannan. I appreciate that very much. It's very interesting. I've seen some Indian movies, some Bollywood movies, and they are very colorful and fun to watch. So I say if you have a chance to check out an Indian movie, because you most likely will like it. All right, well, we're on to our third section of our meeting already. It just seems like tonight has flown by. And this section is our evaluation section, and this section will be handled by our general evaluator, who tonight is Miss Sunny Fridge. Please help me welcome Sunny.
Woohoo! Thank you. Madam Toastmaster of the Day, President, Chat Monitor, or Grammarian, Ah Counter, and Poll Counter. I thought we were going to take a moment to give Kanan some feedback, so you caught me off guard for a moment. But as you said, this is the third part of our meeting. It's the listening, which is very, very, very important. And I want to commend Kanan for speaking, even though he had some technology glitches. He was following what Isabel said earlier about learning from your failures, and maybe he'll have the success for the next stage. At this time, Isabel Kaduri will be the speech evaluator for Kanan. Please welcome Isabel Kaduri.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests, especially Kanan. I like many things about your speech. First, your speech is very interesting. I grew up in China, which is a neighboring country to India. I watched many Indian movies, just like many Sunny already commented. Indian movies are very colorful, always beautiful, sexy women. When I was younger, I watched the movie. I always had a question because compared with the Western movies, I feel the male character in the Indian movie is always kind of not so fit. They're kind of a little bit on the heavy side. So I guess now I understand, because that's part of Indian culture, because it has a lot of Indian culture integrated to it. And I really liked you when you mentioned about Jackie Chan, because Jackie Chan is a Chinese movie star. Almost everybody knows that. And when you talk about Jackie Chan started in Indian movies, it was new to me. It was very interesting, and I feel you were addressing to me because I feel very well connected. And your speech is very informative. You talk about you were very objective. You talked about the characteristic of the movie, the Indian movie as general, and you also explained that the Indian movie has this kind of stereotype plots, and the hero always has all the good characters, good fortune, and which not always the truth, but that's what the audience like. I guess what kind of audience sometimes in a way of it's determining what the movie will be like, because they are the movie industry revenue, the source of movie industry revenue. And I also liked your organization of the speech. It was very informative, and you give us a lot of information, but it's all very well connected. You might want to think about one thing is I heard you said about the certain shortcomings about the Indian movie, but I didn't see you elaborate or explain a little bit about where the Indian movie industry might move towards. I'm just interested in that topic. And you said you will come back and give another speech about Indian movie. I really look forward to your next speech. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Isabel Kaduri, for evaluating our one and only speaker, Kanan Sakura. At this time, we are going to move on with our team. Everybody needs a team to really be successful, and our meeting wouldn't be successful without some of the people today. We're going to start with our odd counter. I believe that is Tricia Grow. Tricia.
Thank you very much. I know for myself, I didn't keep a tally, but for some reason tonight I was saying odds and ums, and I don't know exactly what's going on. But let's not start the year off that way. Let's nip that in the bud and stop saying odds and ums. But the rest of you tonight, I didn't catch very many at all. I, in fact, didn't even write them down. So, congratulations, starting off the year right. Without saying odds and ums, pause instead. and I'll just go ahead and do the video monitor report. I thought that everyone was very well lit today. Silas, your light tends to be coming from the back, so it looks very dark. To me, when I want to try and invest in a light that shines on your face, we can see your features a little bit better. But other than that, very nice atmosphere there with the cabinets and the books behind you, and Isabel in her office. But yeah, I think that I know that Matt's been working on his lighting. He doesn't look as washed out this evening, so good job. And everyone else, I think, looks wonderful. Thanks for joining us. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Tricia, for the eye counter, and I believe this must have been the body language monitor. Wonderful. And now we will go to grammarian report. Grammarian, Matt Smittle.
It's me, yes. Madam,
okay.
Madam General Evaluator, I heard 3 people use the word tonight. Tricia, May, and Sunny used it in chat. If anybody else used it, I missed it, and I apologize. One mistake in grammar, I heard somebody say woman instead of the plural form women. And the good words or phrases that I heard: bombarded, wisdom, spectacular successes, multi-distinguished Toastmaster, I like that, generational gaps, superstar, elaborate, and esteemed guests. That's my report for tonight, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Matt Smittle, for that grammarian report and word of the day usage. Moving on. Hope I'm not missing anyone. At this time, I believe I will call for the timer report.
You? Yes.
Gerard.
Yes. Right off the bat, everybody did well. They stayed within the time allotted. I'll go through them real quick. Table topics. First, Sunny, minute 32 seconds. Isabel, a minute 59 seconds. Silas, minute 50 seconds. Darren, minute 58. And Roland was 2:20. And then Isabel for evaluation at 3 minutes. And Kanan was 7 minutes even. Oh, I'm going into last week's. I know Kanan spoke, yes. Kanan was 6 minutes and 32 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gerard, for our timer report. I believe that has covered everyone. So at this point, I will give a general evaluation of the meeting. We started on time for this first meeting of the new year. That's always a good thing, and it puts our president in a good light if we can get it started off right. We had a few glitches along the way. With Kanan, he had issues with his technology. A suggestion might be that you have to come early enough to check your technology, but there's always the unknown. And certainly when you reboot your computer, you never know what might happen next. I have found that we can now take remote control of a computer. Just thinking ahead, there may be a time when another Toastmaster can operate your PowerPoint or your video for you while you do your speech. Just something to consider as we continue throughout the Toastmaster New Year. Table topics questions. Mayhan, congratulations. This is the first time I've heard you as a table topics master, and I thank you very much for your questions, and they were general, they were straight. Just a few comments, and you'll grow into the position, but sometimes we do table topics, and we want to mention the question first, then pick on someone, and then repeat the question the same way that you asked it the first time. So if you haven't written your questions down, you might want to consider that, but it was a wonderful opportunity. I'm glad you gave me the question about the music. I really love the Jackson 5, but I really couldn't remember all the songs, but I remember the experience of just being happy in younger days. So again, thank you. And just to repeat who the table topics people were as we get ready to vote in a moment. Gerard was favorite toy. Rolando was generational gap. Taloy was holidays. Silas was transportation. Isabel, choosing to be born. And Sunny, music. And so be ready to choose from those participants. And again, we only had one main speaker. And other than that, Mr. Taloy, I noticed that when you do your microphone, you tend to hold it. I would challenge you to not hold it because the microphones are made to carry, and you will probably find out that we can hear you just as well without you holding on to the cord. It's just something for you to test out. Maybe when you come on at the beginning of the meeting next time, or if you stay after a little bit, be willing to help you. So I love the fact that we gathered here for the first meeting of the Toastmaster year, and I look forward to many more meetings, and teamwork makes the dream work. Please help our President, Tricia, by signing up in advance. That always makes for a better meeting when we don't have to scramble for roles. But thank you to everyone who took a last-minute role. I know we can't always know if we're available. Back to you, Madam Jack of all trades, Master of many. Tricia, Madam President.
Thank you so much. I will begin by sharing our poll, and I apologize I had not released my co-hosts, so my two co-hosts, you can private message me your votes. You won't be able to vote. But while that's going on, I'm going to go ahead and I would like to ask our guests and previous members for their thoughts on tonight's meeting. So first, I would like to ask Taloy. Thank you again for coming back. We appreciate having you here. I would like to hear what your thoughts were for tonight's meeting. What did you enjoy?
Call me?
Yes, sir. What did you enjoy?
Okay. Yes, I enjoy it, but there is some interrupt because you at the beginning you fixed me as a grammarian, but I don't know what and so low voice, and so.
Yeah, apparently it was a little bit of a miscommunication because Matt Smittle had signed up on the agenda, so I do apologize about that. But we will make sure that you, if you continue to come as a guest or if you decide to join us as a member, that we can assign you roles. I do apologize that it was a little bit of a miscommunication. I'm sorry. And let's see. Silas, are you still here?
Yes, I'm here.
And what did you like about tonight's meeting?
Yes, the organization here, it's very fantastic because to manage it here, it's very hard to manage the people here. This organization, I really like about the organization, about this group. It's very great.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, we appreciate you coming, and we enjoy that you're enjoying your time here with us. And I'm not sure if Demi is able to speak, but you can unmute yourself, Demi, if you would like to share your thoughts on tonight's meeting.
Oh yeah, it's very interesting. Though I didn't attend the whole meeting, but it does really interesting.
Well, we welcome you. Please come back. We hope to see you again in the future. I will go ahead and I'm going to end the polling and share the results. Just to forewarn you, for our prepared speaker, technically we did not have a winner because Kanan does not wish to be voted for when he speaks. Since I didn't have an option to take him out, we're just going to pretend that's not there. So we had an amazing amount of people who said it was wow, which was 75%. So thank you. I'm so glad that some of you enjoyed our meeting tonight. And our favorite table topic speaker is Sunny. Yay! And then by process of elimination, our favorite evaluator was Isabel. And our favorite facilitator was our Toastmaster today, which is myself. So thank you very much. I will now also share my screen for next week's meeting. Once I bring it up. My internet has been very slow today, so I apologize for the wait. All right, so our next meeting is the 9th. And it looks like we have many roles available. Inspiration, counter, grammarian, body language, basically everything except for we have one speaker and that's it. So please go on and sign up for a role. And if you're not able to sign up for a role for any reason, please let myself, Sunny, or Aaron know, and we'll make sure that you get signed up. And just also just a forewarning, I don't know how many of you checked out my letter as your incoming president, but I wrote you all a letter, and I hope that you will take a moment to read it. But I do hope that we can make this year even better than those previous 2 years that we've been a club. And just to let you know, also the 27th, August 27th, which is, I believe, 3 weeks from now.
July.
I'm sorry, July. What did I say? August? I'm ahead of myself. July 23rd? Yes. July 23rd will be our celebration of Competitive Communicator's birthday. We'll be turning 2 years old. I especially would like to see any other chartered members or someone who's really been inspired or has something very special happen in their lives by being a member of Competitive Communicators that changed your life. I would like you to sign up as a speaker and share your story. This will be a testimonial. We'll get to know something about you, but we can actually utilize these speeches to promote our club. So it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll be sharing my story. Will you share yours? I'd love to hear it. I haven't heard it already. I would like to hear it again. But we'll now call this meeting to order. To close this meeting. So I could ask Isabel to go ahead and stop recording. And we'll now have our open chats available. However, I will have to be leaving you very shortly because I'm participating in a webinar.
Wow.
So if you go on Facebook, I will try and share the webinar that I'm participating in. It's with Michelle Abelim, who is the Pathways lady. But we're going to have a webinar on how to start your Toastmaster year out right. And it's going to be a panel of esteemed Toastmasters, and it'll be question and answer session. So if you're interested in checking that out, I will see if I can.
I'm interested. Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up and see if I can find the link so I can share it. Bear with me one moment. As I explained, my internet has been a little slow today.
While you're doing that, Kanan, are you still here? Sounds like my audio is terrible. Wow. Am I bad? Is my audio pretty bad right now?
No, it's good.
Oh,
It's okay.
Okay. Okay. I had another